We all have a story, we all have a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite a guy.
Well, hi everybody, it's Sty Story Sunday. I got a good mix of friends in the basement. One of them I should leave in the basement. And he's nodding his head. He knows exactly who he is. Oh, we're going to have fun tonight, I think. I think we're going to have a good time tonight. I got a good story, I think, for you tonight. And hey, I want to ask everybody, if you will for me, hit that thumbs up. I posted tonight's stream. I mean, literally posted it on StreamYard, went to YouTube, opened it up. Nobody had viewed it yet, that it had been posted. And just the minute I opened it, boom, I got a thumbs down. So I guess they didn't like the content or something. So, hey, so if you will, give me a thumbs up, okay? And share it out. Get your friends over here. Let's have a good time tonight. Now I'm going to pull some of these folks up here on the panel. Look at this one. I bet you didn't expect this person.
Oh, hello. Me first. Oh, hey.
Well, yeah, you first, girly. You've always been there for me. And I'm going to try it this way. Hey, we got Dojo with us. Hey. And I've got a special guest tonight, folks. I got a special guest. Oh, I am hoping that Samantha will make it over. But I've got a special guest. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to put her up. Look at who showed up right away.
Howdy.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey there.
Yay.
What's up? Thank you guys for all the support. Yeah, it was
Oh,
fun.
you betcha, you deserve it. Hey, Colin.
Hey, Colin. That's
No,
my boy.
we've got a special guest that I got in the basement here. A special guest, Sumo Phil. He's found a new part-time line of work. Going into sumo wrestling.
Nice.
Check that boy out, would you? I mean, my God.
Turn
Hey,
around,
Phil,
Phil.
what?
Turn around.
You want me to
My
start?
money's on Sumo Phil
I'll
for
sort it
sure.
out. Guilty.
You betcha. Gosh, any other sumo wrestler will be running around on that mat. Don't let him touch me. Don't let him touch me.
Oh, God.
Oh, Phil. Leave it to Phil. Leave it to Phil. I have got to take a look at who we got out in the chat. Hey, we've got Aiden here. We got Beastly Ironworks. Great to see you, David. We got Crazy Ann on the panel. We got David. Hey, David. I can't pronounce that. I cannot pronounce it.
David Visk. The H is silent. So just Visk.
Visk. Okay. Visk. And we've got Dojo, of course, on the panel. We've got Donald Morris. Great to see you, Donald. I'll point out Crazy Ann's a great member of the channel. Dojo's a great member of the channel. We've got Donald Morris. He's a great member of the channel. We got everything spicy or Sumo Phil, of course. And he's a great member. And we've got Faith in the Fall, and we've got some Nance over there, another great member. And I've got Chowser, Fox It Outdoors. Great to see you. Get Her Done Granny, another member. And we got Gotchgun. Hey, good to see you. Izzy P, it's been a little while. It's good to see you, Izzy. And Jen's Aura, is that?
Jen's Aura, yeah.
Yep, Jen's Aura.
Yeah, good to meet you. Good to see you. I saw you. You were over at Sam's.
Hey, David, is David blue? No, he isn't blue. I never find David's link.
And then Kimberly Ferris. Lady Reaper, another great member. Monica, great to see you. Native Grammy, another sweet member of the channel. Nomad Unbroken Live. Awesome.
Hey, Sty,
great
you got
to see you.
super
Welcome. Welcome to the channel. And Saucy Shane, another great member. Great to see all of you. Great group tonight. Great group tonight. I think we'll have fun. Oh my gosh. David's he's kicking it off right away. I mean, that is so kind of you, David. All those funds go to future content on my channel. You know, I try to put all the money I possibly can right back into the channel, my viewers. Yeah, I'm hoping there's going to be some really good things to come in 2020. I want to thank you very much. Awesome. Let's kick this off right. I love that. Yeah, I'm always game for kicking things off right, you know. I think you guys will enjoy the story tonight. It's a little different. It's the hey, bee lady, great to see you. Yeah, tonight's story, 3 dogs in a cat house. I know it's caught some attention. There's a few folks out there. What in the world can that be about? You know, yeah, let your imaginations run wild. This will be a story that, it's not the title of it's true, but you'll probably after you hear the story, you'll go, well, now I see why he named it that. Oh my gosh, look at that, Monica. Sunday gift from me to you, Sty. Monica, you're a sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just love that emoji of her pony there. I like little horses. Gotta like Monica. You gotta love Monica.
You better love Monica.
That's Ann's sis. You gotta love her. Oh, well, hi.
There you
Oh,
go.
you
Reaper.
people.
There you Reaper.
People. My Lord.
This is
David,
for the booty check, Phil.
David, just because I want to be the first. David,
Oh God, I feel
Oh, that-
you want
David,
to-
that's too
there's some
much,
link.
man.
I'm trying to do David.
Okay,
Can't-
you do that. I did Monica.
Well, this is Beastly Ironworks. His first name's David.
Yeah.
He's a knife maker. I mean, my gosh, he's an awesome knife maker. Check him out, guys.
Monica?
Yeah. And then we got Lady Reaper. This is for the booty shake, Phil. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, he's doing his sumo premiere over here.
Monica Blue? I don't know.
It was funny.
What...
I just
Sorry.
wanted to check up on everybody, so I had 5 minutes before I started tonight, and I jumped into Samantha's stream, and there's Phil getting into that thing, and then he's doing the old sumo, and I thought, okay, I know what to expect tonight. Yeah.
We're back in 2 shakes.
Monica,
shake it 3 times, please. Please shake it 3
2
times.
shakes, huh? Huh. Must
Monica.
not have to go that bad. No need to shout me out. I'm not shouting you out. I'm just saying you're a sweet gal.
Oh, I just told her to share her own link because I can't find her. She's too little channel.
Oh my gosh.
The bee lady.
The bee lady.
I love story time, she says. Oh, thank you so much, girl. That is so kind of you supporting the channel like that. That is awesome. Yeah. I really hope you folks get a kick out of tonight's story. It's kind of funny. Kind of funny. Well, at the time, I tell you, I was laughing so hard at the time. So yeah, I'll just give you a little inside there that as it occurred, Sty couldn't quit laughing. So hopefully you'll get a chuckle out of it tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, Saucy Shane, throwing up those emojis. Awesome. That's cool. That is so cool. Yeah, that's what they're there for. Use them up. Well, you can't use them up. I'd have to end memberships or delete them or something for you to use them up. Hey, thanks for Phil for finding Beastly Ironworks' link and
Yeah, the only one I can't find is Monica. I figured Ann would have that.
Yeah,
Which
Monica
one?
is too small. I can't find Monica.
Yeah,
You-
some of them are
That's your
kinda-
damn sister.
I know, but I can't find it.
her own sister. She can't find her own sister.
Well,
Where's your sister
Woo.
when you need her, right?
I can't.
Hey,
If I
Blake,
search
great
Monica,
to
I
see
can't.
you. Great to see you. I'm doing good. Sty's in it. I tell you what, you know, physically, I'm not too rough. My neck's a little better. I can move my head at least. My ankle feels awesome. So generally, I feel real good. But where Sty's really feeling good is my attitude's good. I mean, I woke up this morning on the positive side of bed. The whole day I've been feeling pretty upbeat. So, yeah, the damn neck. It hasn't gone away, but as you can see, I can pretty much so move. I can't look. That's about all the farther I can turn it to the right, but to the left, I can crank it right around. Don't hurt at all. But it's getting better. I think my neck's at probably at 75% where what used to be. So it's coming around. I'll be good. Everybody making sure to say hi to everybody. I like the way B Lady said it. Not sure if I said howdy. Yeah, I did not. You know, it didn't surprise me that Samantha was going to shoo people over here after her. It surprised me she went so long. Oh, I just love sitting there just listening to Samantha. But when I went over and took that peek and I saw Phil in that mankini getting ready to take on the next sumo, oh boy, I knew. Yeah, I have been having a hard time locally finding one of those, neck horseshoes, the soft support neck braces. I've checked our Walmart, our Walgreens, 2 pharmacies in town. They don't have them. They don't have what the heck? They quit using those or what? But I thought when I'm at home and I'm not staying mobile, it'd be nice to have one on there because it would let my neck relax. But can't find one. And I'm not putting an ace bandage around my neck, Phil. I can see Phil suggesting that. Oh, take that ankle brace of yours, that elastic ankle brace. Wrap that sucker around your neck.
Well, if you were to do that and just kind of, and then, you could wrap it.
Just shove a stick up my throat.
We just put him on the side. We could just neck brace for him is just, roll of toilet paper. See, he's all good now.
You know you're full of shit when you got a roll of toilet paper under your beard.
That's all the shit talking.
Hey, Kirk Whipper. Hey, Tim. Great to see you. Hey, Phil, you're terrible. Smoking Joe. Hey, Joe. Great to see you. Good to see you, girl.
Yeah, I couldn't believe yesterday I went a whole stream last night without Sty. Without Sty 2.0. I mean, Sty was there. But Sty 2.0, I got done with the stream and I'm sitting there, I'm going, I left him in my truck.
I don't know. I
knew there was something missing. There was an important element of my show that was missing.
I don't want you coming on. I do not want you coming on a stream saying, well, Sty 2.0 passed away from CO2 poisoning or carbon dioxide poisoning because I left him out in a running truck.
It was kind of hot out there with the windows up.
Yeah, he died of heat exhaustion.
You gotta see his eyes now.
Oh, I'll look and just. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that blanks.
Yes.
It's just that blank stare.
He's got a blank stare.
Yeah, look.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's freaky. That's freaky. I've got one more person that I'm going to pull up on the panel as soon as she shows up in the basement, and then I'll get on with the Sty story.
I think Sty is trying to tell me I farted.
At first, I thought it was a butterfly on his nose, and I realized, yeah, put a dang chip clip on his.
Sorry, Sty.
Yeah, you're so nice to him. There she is. There we go. Hey,
Granny.
Good to have you back up on the panel.
I like this best, yeah.
I got a full panel tonight. That's awesome. All my bestest friends. And then we got
Granny.
Sumo Phil doing Granny. Get her done, Granny. Get her done, Granny.
Something, Granny.
Little dance for you, Granny.
Slow dance.
Yeah, Lady Reaper, that's right. By the way, Lady Reaper's another valued member of the channel. That's awesome. And I tell you what, she's right. Phil should know better. Don't leave kids in the car when it's hot.
Joey.
Especially the old and decrepit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough on us.
Yeah. Well, folks, we're going to have to get this Sty story done and out of the way because I got a lot of folks that like to watch just the first about half hour, 45 minutes of the stream to get the Sty story. and I want to make sure to meet their needs. So I'm going to shift you all over this way. Boom! There they are. And we're going to get on with this Sty story. And as usual, I don't much pay attention to the chat while I'm doing the Sty story. I try to go back, catch any highlights. If my panel can kind of watch the chat a bit and point things out to me after I'm done with the story, that'd be awesome. Okay. No, I didn't get my merch squared away, Lady Reaper. Within the next couple days, I will. Next 3 days, I'll be working on my channel and peripheral stuff. So I'll get it squared away in the next couple days. Okay, tonight's story. 3 dogs in a cat house. Okay, first, I got to introduce you to the 3 dogs. All right, back in the 80s, my family and I, we lived out in northwestern Montana, and we moved off-grid for 1 full year, way up in the backcountry in the Cabinet Wilderness area. And we had 3 dogs. Now, we didn't want to bring any cats up there because as wild as it is up there, we figured an eagle, an owl, a coyote, a fisher, something's going to get the cats. So no cats. We're not going to bring cats in the backcountry. We found somebody willing to take our 2 cats. They adopted our 2 cats. 2 good families took our cats. But neither one of those folks that took the cats wanted the cat house. Well, here's what the cat house was. And then I'll get back to the dogs in just a moment. The cat house was an A-frame, looked like a chalet in the Alps. Decorated up like that, like a chalet in the Alps, and it had a doorway in the front. And that thing was about 2.5 feet wide by 2.5 feet deep. And it stood pretty tall. It was about 3.5 feet tall or so. But keep in mind, it just had that peaked roof, right? There were no side walls, no vertical walls, just that peaked roof. Just looked like a Alps chalet, right? Well, we had that in our house in the living room for the cats. We had a cat bed in there, and the cats would go in there and they'd sleep in this, and we called it the cat house, you know. And the computer chick, yeah, thanks. Was I one of the dogs in the cat house? That's a different story. Anyway, so here we had this cat house that the cats slept in, and they liked their little cat house, right? Well, the doorway wasn't very big. It was only about 16 inches high and a foot wide, the doorway. So the dogs, they'd walk by and they just kind of look at it. It's like, that's too small for us, right? Okay, now I'm going to introduce you to the 3 dogs. The first dog, his name was Boo Boo, and he was half Akita and half Malamute Husky. He didn't look like a husky. He looked more like an Akita. And he was big. He was about 85 pounds. Really good sized dog. Well, he sure the heck couldn't get in that cat house, you know. Our second dog was Dolly. Now, Dolly was a border collie, and she was like a smaller, mid-sized border collie, and she weighed about 40 pounds. And she wasn't terribly big. She could squeeze in that cat house, and she did a couple times. She'd squeeze in there, and she'd lay in there and then look out just to harass the cats, you know. But she could just get in there and turn around and lay down. The third dog was Baby. Now, Baby was a mixed breed of whatever kind of lap dog, this lap dog, that lap dog, and 5 others. And she was a little black thing with long, skinny legs, and she only stood maybe 9-10 inches tall. She was just a tiny little thing. Well, she could go in the cat house, but she didn't go in there often because the cats beat her up. She wasn't even as big as the cats. So we move up in the backcountry. We still got the cat house. We don't have the cats. We get up in the backcountry, and I thought, what am I going to do with that cat house? You know, I got to figure something out to use it for, or else nobody seemed to want it. So I just set it outside, out front of this old log cabin that we were living in. I just set it outside. Well, now that there's no cats, Baby, the little dog, decided that's her doghouse because she can go in and out of that without any issues. So she made it her doghouse. Well, now after living up in the backcountry for about 60 days up there, our dogs, all three of them, got used to the coyotes. Now, we had a lot of coyotes up there. We had a couple of big packs of coyotes that would frequent through our property. With the property we were on was quite large tract of land up in the mountains, and it sat between two mountains, and you could see the ridge of the mountain across from us, right from the front of our cabin, and there was a clear cut all along the front of that ridge, and you could see the elk going back and forth, and you'd see a grizzly bear once in a while crossing. It was really a nice location. Well, those coyotes liked that big clear cut, and they'd work that, and you'd hear them at night, and you could tell they were up in that clear cut, and they used to come down towards us. Well, I had a couple horse corrals and a big meadow out front of the cabin, and those coyotes got in the habit of coming into that meadow, and they're yipping and howling, and they're trying to chase down rabbits and stuff out there. Well, Boo Boo, the big dog, did not like coyotes. And he'd run out there, and I'd yell at him to stop. When it came to a coyote, you could not get that dog to listen to you. He was going to go after that coyote. And he'd beat him up. He never killed one, but he'd beat him up. And it got so that all the coyotes that were coming on our property constantly got so used to Boo Boo that the minute they'd see him, those coyotes would disappear. And so in the evenings, we'd see the coyotes come out, and then a brave one would run out into that meadow, and there'd go Boo Boo after him. And then the whole group of them would take off. Well, the dogs got so used to hearing those coyotes yipping and yowling and howling that they never even looked when the coyotes were making a bunch of racket. Well, one thing we had out there also were timber wolves. Well, I hadn't heard any anywhere near our property in that 60 days, that first 60 days up there, had never heard one. And our dogs weren't used to that kind of extreme outdoors. We had them in town. And so they had never heard a timber wolf ever. Well, one night we heard the coyotes yipping. And I thought, oh, geez. So Boo Boo wanted out. So I thought, yeah, I'll let him out. I opened the door. He takes out. He's going to go chase the coyotes. Well, the other two, Dolly and Baby, right behind him. They're thinking, we're tough because Boo Boo's with us, right? And they run out there. All of a sudden, the coyotes went dead quiet. You didn't hear nothing. And I thought, boy, Boo Boo did a good job tonight. He scared the heck out of them. And then we heard it, that deep, deep howl of a timber wolf. And it's close, really close. Boom, I grabbed the Winchester off the wall and I run out the door. And I thought, man, we got a pack of timber wolves out there. They're going to take all three of my dogs. I get out there and I'm yelling for them dogs, yelling for them, and they're not coming back. And I thought for sure, Baby and Dolly, they were cowards. They would come running right back to me. Boo Boo, I thought, oh no, he's going to think it's just a big coyote, right? Those dogs would not come. And I'm out there yelling and yelling. And they would not come. I thought, doggone it, we just lost our three dogs. The wolves got them. I was feeling really bad. I turned around and started heading back to the cabin to let the wife and the kids know, yeah, our beloved three dogs are gone. The wolves got them. And then I noticed the cat house. Now, it was a full moon, and you could see really well that night. And all I saw was the back legs and Boo Boo's butt sticking out of that cat house. And I thought, how in the hell did that 85-pound dog get into a little house made for 2 cats? And I thought, oh, you dope. And then I realized, oh, that means Dolly and Baby they're goners because they did not come back, and they would have. But at least Boo Boo made it, his butt sticking out of the cat house. So I had to grab him by the back legs, and I drug Boo Boo out of there. And he's just shaking. And the wife was holding the door open in the cabin. I said, you get in the cabin. And he goes slinking off to the cabin. Oh boy, I'm in trouble, and I thought he was feeling bad because he lost his other partners, Dolly and Baby. And all of a sudden I hear this whimpering sound. And I got down and I looked and I reached in there and I could feel the long hair. Well, that's got to be Dolly. And I pull it. And here I pull this 45-pound dog. I just pulled an 85-pounder out of there. Now I pulled a 45-pound dog out of there. And she's shaking and, oh, she's licking me all over. She's so happy, like, you saved me, you saved me, you saved me. And I thought, now, how in the hell did you get 2 of them dogs in that little cat house? I give her a little tap in the butt with my foot, get in the cabin. And she ran into the cabin. And I thought, well, it's too bad that Baby didn't make it. And I took one last look at the cat house, and there's Baby sticking her little head out the door. Like, is it safe? I had to pick her up. She was shaking so bad she couldn't even walk. I had to pick her up to take her in the cabin. The next day, I was standing there with Boo Boo next to me by that cat house, and I swear to God, that dog would not fit in that house. I don't know if I could stuff that dog in that. But they met. Baby had to have run in there with Dolly right behind her. And Boo Boo had to have slammed into them just to shut. And they had to have been pushed up into the ceiling of that thing on top of Boo Boo for the 3 of them to be in there. But we had all 3 dogs in this tiny little cat house. So whenever anybody in the family would say, hey, Dad, have you seen the dogs? I'd say, oh, I always said, check the cat house. If something scared them, all 3 of them went to the cat house. It was, they were, those dogs, all 3 of them had very odd personalities. And that proved to me that the 3 were definitely compatible, that all 3 of them could go to the cat house together at the same time and come out of it alive. So there you go. 3 dogs in a cat house. And I think the dogs actually enjoyed it because Dolly was using the cat house after that. And Boo Boo, there were times where he'd get there and he'd back up and just get his butt inside the cat house, and half of them's hanging out the front. And his butt's touching the back, but half of them sticking out the front of that little tiny cat house. So, yeah, my dogs, they like to go to the cat house quite often after that incident. But so there you are, guys. There's your Sty story for this Sunday. Hope you enjoyed it. So, Phil, have you got any cat house stories?
No.
I'm looking for blackmail material,
No.
No?
I plead the 5th. How's that?
You do?
Yep.
Plead it 2 or 3 times, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's put it this way. I've been all over the world.
Hey, Hike with Mike. Great to see you, bud. Awesome to see you. I'm just seeing people that may have snuck in. Jervis, great to see you. The Sure Shannon show jumped in just as I was starting the Sty story. Eric Pollock, awesome, great to see you. Leanna's here, McCoy's Oak Hill Farm. Great group, as usual, great group. So I suspect Samantha right now is just pooped.
Yeah.
She put some hours in this afternoon.
About the same as the last couple. Actually a little under.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh. See, I lose track of time when you're streaming because I'm there to hear the music and it's like listening to the radio. You don't realize where the time's going, you know.
Aww. Time flew by, Sam. Oh, cool, David. Well,
You got a dog sound named Moose. That's good. I like that. Yeah, I had a little Siberian Husky. He never got very big. He was about 45, 50 pounds. And I named him Gunter. And everybody, I talk about, I went up in the backcountry and spent a week up there with Gunter. And everybody in town thought I had a friend or a relative named Gunter. They never put two and two together. It was my dog. And they'd ask, who's this Gunter? Oh, he's my best friend. He's my buddy. So I just let them think whatever they wanted to think. Yeah, I did a Sty Story. Jeez, that's 4.5 years ago about Gunter saved my life. Gunter, he was a good friend. He saved me from having a mama bear kill me up on a mountainside. Now, Gunter, though, if he would have been there that night that them dogs packed themselves in that little cat house, I know what he would have been doing. He would have been standing outside like, you dopes, like you idiots. And he would have just stood his ground and not go after. He was so smart. He wouldn't chase a coyote. He wouldn't run off to chase a bear or anything. He stayed right by my side unless something really bad was about to happen, and then he'd try to intervene. But otherwise, he was protective and not scared of much. And Boo Boo was never scared of bears, ever. But boy, that wolf scared him to death. He was just a big baby for a couple of days after that. I'm glad you enjoyed the story, David. How's everybody doing?
I'm typing in the chat. That's what.
What's everybody up to?
Are you ready to wrestle, Sty?
What's that?
You ready to wrestle?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I want you touching me, Phil. The way you yeah. You're going to end up with that broomstick up your butt. Shannon, yeah.
Problem is there's no grappling. He's got no arms.
That's true. He's not going to put you in a full Nelson at least.
Nope, don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
The only thing he can really do is bite me.
Yeah. Or poke your eye out with that nose.
That nose is dangerous. It's a voodoo Sty.
That's I didn't ever want to bring that up, and I haven't heard it yet. That's his voodoo Sty. No wonder my damn neck hurts, right? That's it. Really? That's it. My neck hurts because of
trying to straighten it out for you here.
Is
that any better
for you? Hey, Alexander, my fullest apologies. Within the next couple days, man, we have got to get together and have our conversation. Today was pure hell again. With my attitude was good, but I got pulled in 30 different directions. My my oldest boy, most people know him, running water. He sent me a message. He's home for a couple of days, and I said, "Well, when you going back out on the road?" He said, "Tuesday." He said, "I was going to be making COVID masks today, but." He said, "I went to Walmart and they don't have any sewing machines left."
Oh, God.
I didn't even respond. I mean, how the hell do you respond to a 44-year-old man saying, "I wanted to make COVID masks and I can't find a sewing machine"?
Why?
Yeah.
Pay attention. I'm trying to watch. Pay attention.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. I thought, well, now wait a minute. How much stitching do you need to use in making those masks? I was going to tell him, "Hey, I've got a pinking shears here. You can use that. Then you don't have to worry about it fraying so bad, and you can just hand stitch it." Oops! Now I'm letting out secrets. Sty knows how to fucking sew. Sorry, I didn't mean to go there. I spent my all 38 years of my married life doing my own damn laundry, cooking the meals for the family. And yes, I did sewing. I darned socks. I did all that shit. I did all that darn shit. Yeah. But I knew that before I even got married. And I got married when I was 19 years old. And my mother and dad, they said, "You got to learn everything in the house. You got to learn everything." And I said, "What if why should I learn all that stuff Mom does?" I said, "I'll just get me a wife." He says, yeah, you hope so. And even he said, "Maybe you'll get one that can sew and cook."
Or maybe you won't.
Damn, I should have listened to him. Try to find. I should have made her fill out an application and said, "Hey, you got to be able to sew and cook."
Here's the qualifications to be my wife.
But yeah, my boys, both of my boys, they know how to do the domestic duties. And I told them, I said, you just may not have a spouse in the house, or it might be one of those situations where there's no choice but to share those duties. Yeah. Computer chick is getting a little upset with you, Phil. She says you're putting it little Sty at risk there.
Well, I've got a mask for him here. It's just his nose is too big. And he doesn't have much in the way of ears either.
Oh, yeah. Computer chick saying might see little Sty in the hospital. There you go. That's funny.
Well, the good news is he doesn't have any lungs to worry about.
Well, true.
Or arms or legs or
Yeah. He's got a really big stick, though.
He does. I mean, that is an impressive stick, right? Come on. And look at that. It's hard. What? Just pay attention, okay? Pay attention. Pay attention. No, I said pay attention.
No, bee lady, I don't have any masks. But what I've got are what do they call them damn things? They're just tubes you pull down over your head. And you can make do-rags out of them, face masks out of them. Okay. I can't remember what the hell they call them. Buffs, muffs, some shit like that. But I've got about 18 of them, and that's what I wear when I go out. I pull one down, and they work good for me because I can pull it down over my face, and it actually compresses my beard completely, and then it covers my whole face. And yeah, that's what I need. That's what I've been using.
You have an advantage with that beard. Your mask is more tight than normal people.
Yeah, stays fluffed out. It tends to stay cooler.
You've got extra protection because of that beard.
Yeah.
Actually, they say because of beards, you actually hold more stuff.
Well,
That's horse hockey.
That's horse hockey. That's just like everybody goes, "Oh, you got a big crumb catcher there," and this and that.
well, let's join.
I am so picky when I eat. I don't like nothing getting in my beard. Nothing getting in my beard. And like I said, those things I'm using for masks, they cover my whole beard. So, you know, in what way is my beard a risk out there? You know, it ain't. It's the whole damn thing's covered when I'm wearing that. So, yeah, that's it. Hunt for heat. Yeah. Neck gaiters or hair buffs, yeah. Yeah, the doctor said when I get to go get my blood work done that they're going to give me 24 regular masks like what Phil's got there. Hey, Canoe Hound, good to see you, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis. Hey, Dennis, can you make everything spicy toilet paper?
God, he posted that. I didn't realize it was stickers. I thought, where the hell did he get that toilet paper? Custom printed toilet paper. That's cool. I'm going to have to order some of those. Then I started thinking they're probably $20 a roll. You know?
That's expensive.
Oh, those are stickers. I said, oh, jeez. I was going to wipe my butt with the stickers.
They're not very soft or absorbent.
They're not that soft?
Nope.
Well, if you peel the sticker off, it's kind of like a tap and throw thing, you know? That'd be a bummer if there was a sticky side on toilet paper, wouldn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Get off your hand. And I mean, oh my gosh, she's telling you to dance over here.
It's right up my ass.
See that? See that? She's helping me pay for my membership over at Phil's channel.
Oh my God.
Jeez. I'm amazed it took him this long to decide to put that on over his clothes. That I mean, oh my gosh. Oh my. Sorry, anybody out in the audience? I'm sorry if your children were watching at the time.
Yeah, I remember. I saw a lot of those names last night, so you don't have to worry about anybody.
Hey, Ghostly. Good to see you. Well, there's 40 people in the house. I don't have 40 in the chat, so we're not quite sure who's watching tonight.
A lot of people are lurking.
Just waiting for you to do that.
Quit lurking and type something in the chat.
Hey, make sure to hit that thumbs up, guys. Share it out. You guys obviously have been sharing it out. Keep it up. It's great. Got over 40 people in the house. That's awesome. It's awesome. Love it. It's so nice to have you all here. Yeah, David. Yeah. I figure my stream's safe. Don't dance over here. That whole idea went out the window, didn't it?
Hey, Lori.
Hey, Lori J. Hi.
Hi, Lori J.
Yeah, eating them eggs. No, I don't want him eating no eggs on here. No, ick. I'll go over there and put up with it, but I'll put him in the basement. He starts drinking them eggs over here. Oh,
I just happen to have 2 down here too. Wow.
The
Night, Monica.
Oh, Monica.
Oh, good night, Monica. Thank you. You're a sweetheart.
Good night, Monica.
Thank you, Ghostly Entertainment TV. I appreciate it.
Chat's moving pretty good tonight. Chewy saying, "Oh, this sounds like the title for a biology class. We're not supposed to learn about birds and the bees first. Had to wait till 21 pilots ended with the new song." Well, I got thrown out of our science class. Biology class. First biology class in high school. Teacher says, "I know you guys have heard all of this before," but he says, "In this class, we're going to seriously talk about the birds and the bees."
About wieners.
I yelled out, "I know the birds and the bees don't do it together. It don't work. There's no way that a bird and a bee are going to have buzzing little buzzards. There's no way." He told, and the way he put it was, "I can tell you're trouble already. There's the door." I wanted him to prove to me that the birds and the bees could do something.
It's funny seeing a big, massive bed of yellow and black.
Hey, in fact, look at Dojo. He looks like a bumblebee, for crying out loud.
A security.
He needs a set of wings. Hey, Freeman James. What did I say about your bees? That the birds and the bees don't do it together. No. Your family's watching Resident Evil Afterlife. Yeah. I don't think we're going to get any. That we're not going to get beyond watching Afterlife, Yeah. So what do I do on my channel? I do live streams. I try to bring people together, and we share what's going on in our days and what our plans are, what our paths were. I try to squeeze a story out of my audience too. I don't want to be the only storyteller in the world. I believe every person's got a story. And beyond that, my video work is all outdoor related. It's all outdoor related. If you love the outdoors, I hope you watch my videos. I try to get folks out there that can't get that for mobility reasons, whatever it may be, or they live in the heart of a city. I try to give them a little exposure to the outdoors. And for those that do get outdoors, I try to encourage them to get out there more. And that's what my channel's about. In fact, next Wednesday, it'll probably be earlier in the evening so that one of my friends can stream that night. I'm going to do a premiere. It's a 30-minute long premiere. It's a trip to my first waterfall for the year. It's not the one I fell down, by the way.
Not Sty Falls?
Not Sty Falls, no. It's Foster Falls. It's a trip out to Foster Falls. And the video's 30 minutes long, and I figure I'm going to do it as a premiere so we can chat while it plays. I'm going to try it for the first time. I've never done a premiere before. So it'll be my first premiere Wednesday afternoon, evening, Central Time, probably between 4 and 5 o'clock, right around there. That I'll do it on Wednesday. No, I'm not going to sing, Bee Lady. She's trying to get me to sing over at Samantha's. No, Sty don't sing unless he's forgetting that. Yeah, Sty, why'd you just do that? Yeah. I don't ever intentionally sing. This is with his sultry voice.
Say something more, Phil. Say something more.
I'll tell you, David. I've had audience members come on here and admit they slept halfway through my stream. They spent half of the stream sleeping. They said I put them to sleep, and they had just woke up. I've had audience members on my panel, and they're in bed with their phone. And I go, why are you in bed? Why don't you get up and be on the panel? And they said, because if you put me to sleep, I'm already here in my bed. You know, that really gives this old guy a lot of confidence in keeping people's attention. You know, I kept them so mesmerized, they all fell asleep. What have you got there, Granny? What were you?
Dinner.
Oh.
Yummy.
That's some salsa there on the end.
Oh, thanks, Ghostly. Yeah, I tell you what. Anybody that's not subscribed to Faith in the Fallen, that I don't feel sorry for them. They're missing out.
Yeah, and I missed today, Faith, but I'm gonna go back and watch it. I would look for everywhere for somebody live, and I didn't see nobody. So
I've shared it out.
I didn't see it.
On my page, on Sty Shack, on community page.
I'm watching my Facebook Messenger and my Facebook pages more and more because YouTube's not getting the notifications out. It's
Messenger.
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to add Granny to our messenger group.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
We can just make a group where we put links, you know.
Yeah,
just
we'll do that.
Link to all the streamers. So.
Yep. Right, David? We were talking about that in my stream, how notifications and stuff and the bell doesn't work and all that. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
I just saw that I wasn't subscribed to Bee Lady, and I know I am because I recognized that one video she had there. I see
Oh,
it.
that's great, Bee Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Mine, I try to never miss getting it on the community tab and in the Sty Shack, at least in the Sty Shack. I don't use Twitter or Instagram, so it's not out there, but I encourage my viewers, go ahead and share it out there if you wish.
Yeah. Yeah, my Twitter is still blocked, so I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah. Hey, Cindy. Yeah.
Sorry,
planting sunflowers. Don't let the blue jays see you doing it, because they'll get those seeds right up. Yep. I always plant my sunflowers and then I put chicken wire domes over them to keep the birds away from them until they finally sprouted. In 30 years. Yeah, that was a great walk with Ann today. I loved it. It was great.
I just the shit froze up again, like not a second time, you know.
I really like that dance club that's built like a boat, to look like a boat. And then you can tell when the water's high, the water's right along the edge of it. It's, you know, one whole side of it's all exposed to the water. I thought that was pretty neat.
Thanks, David.
Granny, don't hog it all.
I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
Don't hog it off.
You have it. Got it.
Oh, what we were talking about that was yellow and black is Dojo wears a yellow security vest for his job, and he's wearing a black stocking cap, and he looks like a big bumblebee.
I'm wearing my security vest too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Can I go to work today?
Phil's wearing a black T-shirt, black pants, I believe, and a green mankini on over the top of it
with racing stripes.
And yeah, he's too sexy for his kini. Phil's too sexy for his kini.
Use that at work at Monday, Phil. I dare you.
Aiden here's been on live streams all day. Yeah. I was on for the second half of the day. I was editing videos all day, and it's been nuts. I was over at Samantha's stream. I had to cut out because I had to literally shut all my background programs down, everything, and totally reboot my system because I had so data packed my system that nothing wanted to run smooth anymore. So I had to start all fresh. Had too much going on. Hey, hanging with John Wild. Good to see you. Not enough bleach for my eyes. Yeah.
Nick Jones.
Here comes Nick Jones.
Hey, Nick.
Oh my gosh. My wife said I needed to get more in touch with my feminine side, so I crashed the car, burnt the dinner, and completely ignored her all night for no effing reason. Nick. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, I would. Yeah, that bondage outfit. Yeah. Get a little saddle sore if you wore that thing too long.
No, this is just a wedgie that never goes away.
Yeah, yeah. Being colorblind ain't that just sweet, you know?
Have you ever
story about my tattoos? You can't see them where the crap on here, but yeah, I'll do that for you because you're new around here. He'll need a salve, I'm sure, if he keeps it up. But this is for Dave. He wants to know what I got for tats. Oop, we'll do this one. That's a grizzly bear. Grizzly bear with a salmon at his feet. The forearm is impossible to really show. It's got a waterfall on the back here running down. It's supposed to be the sun on my elbow, but the yellow's worked its way completely out. It's supposed to be a sun here. And then it's got, well, you might be able to see him. There's mountain goats. There's 3 mountain goats in this scene. Can't find them all looking in the camera, but they're there. There's 3 mountain goats in that scene. This arm is timber wolf at the top, rainbow trout. With the trout scene, it's hard to see, but there's the trout's trying to nail a mayfly that's there, and then there's another mayfly right there, hidden. It's a wraparound scene, and then hidden in the back here. Dang it! See, that's it. You just can't see. There's a grouse in the forest floor, and then under the arm is a big whitetail buck. Lighting's bad, but big whitetail buck. And I'm not getting naked for nobody, but on my chest, I got 3 of my grandkids on my chest, and on my back, I've got a portrait of my mother and father's wedding photo from in 1947. So that's the total of my ink. All outdoorsy stuff other than the family stuff. I do that. My artist still has his drawing on file. And someday, maybe when I can swing it, I'm going to have the Edmund Fitzgerald put on my left leg up my thigh in the middle of the storm. So it's diving through a big wake, and waves are busting over the decks, and he drew it all up for me. He's an awesome artist. All my work he did freehand, except for the Timberwolf. He used a stencil on the Timberwolf scene. All the rest of it, no stencils at all. He would hand draw it on me, and then he'd tat it. Then I freehand tat it without any stencil. He just hand draw it on there. He's not cheap. Well, it was for me because I let him do a lot of my work at tattoo conventions, and we'd have between 10 and 20,000 people walk through and watch him like my back piece. They figured about 21,000 people saw my back piece that weekend as he was working on it. So I got that back piece for $200.
I've got my name on my arm in case I forget it.
So you don't forget who you are. I think that's a good idea. I need one of those.
People know I've got them because I don't really show them that much. But I had it done when I was 13. You see Dojo written there.
Yeah, you just want somebody to tug your boat, that's all. My newest tat is actually the piece on my back, and that was done in 2002. So that's 18 years old, the piece on my back. These pieces on my arm were all done between 1996 and 2002. So all my work's about 20 years old or older. And a lot of people go, how in the world can it still be? And actually, it doesn't look that good right now because my skin's dry. I should have oiled it again. I like to grease it up a little bit before I show it to people, but didn't plan on showing it off, But a lot of it has to do with don't go out in the sun with anything less than SPF 50 on it. When you pay $2,000 to $3,000 to have a tattoo done and you don't put sunblock on it, guess what? There's a word for that. Moron. What? Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, some of them were not fun. The one on my back was absolutely murder. This white-tailed deer, you get underneath your arm, that's like a baby's butt. The tattoo artist loves that spot because it's soft and it takes the ink so well. But there's so many intricate fine line work in here. He's using single needle line work under there. And I tell you what, it feels like they're cutting your arm off.
Yep.
Oh, light you right up. Sam knows what I'm talking about. There's certain soft points that you just don't. Well, the one on my chest, the grandson in the center, don't get tattoos on your sternum. Oh my God. Because it just vibrates through your whole chest. It just, your whole, right down your sternum. It's just like, yeah. And elbows. Do not get yellow or white on an elbow. but they got to really pound it in. They got to really pound it in, and you're right against cartilage and bone. It just it hurts like the devil. Hurts like the devil. But it's weird because I became addicted to tattoo pain. I missed it. I started missing it. I wanted to go in there and feel that again, And it's part of the payment as far as people that are tattoo lovers look at it. Is part of the payment is the pain. You pay them some dollars and you pay in the pain, and you get a nice end product. Yeah. My tattoos. There's over 100 trophies in his tattoo parlor that came off of my work. I used to do the tattoo show conventions and shows, the circuit, and get all my work judged. My back piece, in fact, won an international tattoo competition. We had judges from France, one from Italy, one from Germany, one from England, one from Spain, and then one from the U.S. on that panel. There were 6 of them, and none of them could speak any English except the Englishman and the American. The other 4, they're yakking away at me, asking me all kinds of questions, and I'm like, what the hell are you saying? I don't know what the hell you're saying. So they had these young teenage interpreters there that they come run around the table and tell you what they said, and then and then you'd answer them, and they'd look at you like you're a dope, Well, you didn't expect me to answer in your language, did you? So the interpreter's got to run back around the table and whisper in their ear, and that. But it was pretty cool. Oh yeah, they're all shut down here too, and that for good reason. We have one tattoo artist in our community. We call them kitchen tats. He's been doing tattoos at people's homes. He'll go to their home and tattoo them in their kitchen, And the other artists in the area are screaming mad at him. Boy, they're just pissed. Now, the tattoo artists themselves are well protected when they tattoo somebody. If they're a good artist, I mean, they're always gloved up. They change their gloves every time if they set the machine down, and then they handle inks or anything. Boom, boom. Change those gloves before they pick the machine up and touch you again. And they're always got a mask on. That's the way it is all the time here. And I
do the same. Me and the bed thing you lay on, they always wipe that down. And
oh God, our tattoo parlor smells of bleach so bad. Because he's just sterilizing everything. He sprays it all down between clients and wipes it all down, and he mops the damn floor in between clients. Everything's got to be sterilized, the whole room. Yeah, I wish some of these tattoo parlors are so strict on their sanitation that there's health clinics that aren't that strict. But then there's some tattoo parlors that are the old biker style. The very first tattoo I had was on this arm. It's underneath that bear. It was a banner with a heart with my ex-wife's name in it. And I went and found my artist, the one that I always go to now. And I said, I want that covered up. He says, what do you want on there? I said, a big old grizzly bear. He goes, you're going to put a big old grizzly bear over your ex-wife's name. I said, uh-huh. I said, that way I'll still always remember her, but I won't see her name. Because she was as mean as that big old grizzly bear. I'm telling you, that bear reminds me of her all the time. Yeah, David, there are some that are just terrible, terrible. But my very first tat that I got, that banner with the heart, I got it from a very renowned artist. His name was Yurku. He was out of South Minneapolis, and that guy became generally famous in the tattoo world. But that was an old biker tattoo shop on Lake Street in South Minneapolis. I go in there and there's a bunch of Hell's Angels sitting around drinking beers and smoking dope, and they plop you in the chair and tell you, okay, we'll start pounding on you. I mean, they're not clean about the place at all. Yeah. No, I've never had any tattoos removed with a laser at all. I've only had a cover-up done. I consider myself a smart tat collector. They're not putting ink on me if it's not going to be there forever. You know, I want them to do it right. I don't want to ever have to have them removed. Setting up where I want to put my raised planters in the yard. I wish I had a yard to do it in. There's a few things I'd like to grow this year. Nick, I have bought the wife a pair of crotchless knickers for Halloween. There's nothing sexual in it. It's just that she'll get a better grip. Oh, he was. Containers? No. I got so darn many containers, all kinds of containers. Everything all the way from tiny little containers right up to the big totes. I actually probably have way too many containers for a bachelor. Half a sleeve done of an angel with my two grandmother and grandfather. Cost me $2,000. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. Yeah. Good ink's not cheap.
I mean, Dad's covered in tattoos, but he's got the old sailor's tattoo because he was a fisherman.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, my pop had on his on his bicep he had the big Navy tattoo, and then on his forearm he had a big batch of roses with my mother's name on it.
Yeah, my dad's got a swallow. That was a common thing back then, a swallow. Then the anchor on his finger.
Uh-huh.
And there was a different tattoos.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. No, bee lady, I don't have a balcony. See, there's no outdoors where I live unless you look out the window. Or you get completely out of the building and you drive somewhere that's outdoors. I just live in a big commercial apartment complex and nowhere to grow. I tried growing just cherry tomatoes. I had them on this table I got in the corner of the room by the window. Oh, they grew really nice until they got aphids, and then you're dealing with that crap all the time. The little bugs in your house when you're growing tomatoes. I don't know why they just sure like tomato plants. 2 horses grazing in a field with no fence around it. It's my sign of freedom after I got out of the nursing home. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, my artist, he keeps hounding me. He asks me at least once a month, when you getting in here so I can do touch-up work? I keep telling him when I get the chance, but I don't. Now he knows he can't get me in during the summer. I want my work always done in the cool weather, fall of the year, winter, or early spring. I don't like getting tats done in the summer. The couple I had done in the summer, yeah, they don't heal as well and as fast as they do in the winter months, and it's just more comfortable when it's cool. Yeah, getting tats on the fingers, that's another spot that don't feel good either.
It was a common thing back then. And
yeah. And the nice thing is there's not a lot that they can add on there. So it's not like you're sitting there for hours while they're trying to pound it in.
The worst pain I've ever had is that in my eyebrow.
Hey, Cole Outdoors. Great to see you, Derek. Great to see you. I got to get over and catch up with you. The Cole Outdoors been doing some turkey hunting, and I missed some of his videos. I got to get over there and catch up. Yeah, see, neck tattoos and that. See, the parlor that I go to, you have to sign a release for him to do anything above the collar, and he will not do anything except cosmetic tattooing on anybody above the chin. He will not tattoo you on your face or your head, but he'll tattoo eyebrows on gals that want permanent eyebrows done and things like that are cosmetic. But he won't do anything on a person's face or head. And I didn't understand that at first until he showed me. He showed me the written nasty letters he got from a couple of clients that said, "You should have let me know before I had that done on my head or on my face, how it could affect me socially and in my future career." I mean, that's not his job to tell you you're stupid. and same with, he won't do hands on anybody doesn't have almost full body tattoo work done. Then he'll do hands for them because obviously they're covered in ink, but yeah, he's real picky, and he won't tattoo genitals, anything like that. You don't go there. No. Yeah, it's weird. The liability for doing a person's head lies in civil suits more so for them feeling they were not informed well enough, and that's so why take the risk? Yeah. Oh, you launched your buzzbait on your store. Okay. I won his first buzzbait over at his channel, Cole Outdoors. Good for you. Good for you. Keep telling my wife if she dies before I don't, I'm going to the tattoo of her on my ass because she's a pain in it. That's what I keep telling my 4 kids. They said, "Well, you're putting your grandkids on. What about us?" And I said, "Well, I got 2 butt cheeks reserved for you guys." "Well, why would you do that?" "Well, you've been a pain in my ass your whole life, so that's what I want to put you where you mean the most, Yeah. Yeah, what do you mean the coffee's hot? Yeah, you're right, David. That's the same mentality. That's it. Oh, yeah, B lady. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They tattoo everything. Anything and everything. They tattoo anything and everything. I've seen it all at the conventions. Now, this is cover your kids' ears, just so B lady knows that how far they'll go. That international convention I went to where I won first place with my ink on my back, they did a spread of me in ink magazine, and I'm there to get the photo shoot done of my ink, right? Well, they had a person just in front of me. I'm amazed that they let people be there while they're doing this with this guy to take his pictures, you know. How they do it, I don't know. But they insert something in his back door that bulges the anus outward. And they tattooed right around the rim of his anal canal to the inside, all the way in. Now, isn't that insane? And I'm standing there waiting to get this photo shoot done, and I couldn't help myself. I said, and who's going to see that? Who's going to see that? I mean, yeah, Blake. Yeah, what the hell? I saw some of the weirdest shit in the world at those conventions. The implants people do are insane.
Oh yeah.
You know, they'll put titanium or stainless steel implants all around their head, and you ever watch how they put them in there? It looks like a great big old-fashioned style butter knife with a round end on it, and it's razor sharp, the whole length and the end of it, and all they do is cut a slit, and then they slide that thing between your skull and the flesh, and they fan it back and forth, and it opens it up. Then they slip that. It could be a ring, it can be a star, it could be, I've seen them put swastikas. I shove that shit under the meat against the skull, and then all they do is put butterfly bandages on it and tell them, yeah, make sure it stays clean and it'll heal up. And then that heals under their, it heals right to their skull, and that emblem's poking against the skin. You can see the shape of it.
Oh my God.
Now, what the fruit taught that? Oh, it's art. It's nuts. It's nuts.
These people who have implanted whiskers in it, so they look like cats. And
yes, implanted whiskers. I've watched that done. I watched them do a tail on a gal. She had a little tail that was about 3 inches long. She ended up having it removed 3 years later because it was so uncomfortable. I mean, it was so, she had to carry one of them hemorrhoid rings around with her everywhere because she couldn't sit. Coral horns. Those are the ones that really freak me out. The horns, they'll cut a slit in your scalp and they spread it open, and they'll have a horn that's made out of coral. And if it's not made out of, some of them, I've seen them made out of stainless steel. I've seen them made out of like a polymer. But the base of every one of them is made out of coral, sea coral. Why is that? Because they implant it, they put it against your skull. Then they pull the skin tight around it and stitch it. And calcium builds up between the skull and the coral, and it literally adheres to the skull. Those horns become hard as rock. They're part of your skull now.
Wow.
Now, what? That's one of the, I did. And I went around and watched this stuff because I knew most of these artists and their shops, and they'd let me come right in. I'd sit right there and watch them do that. And I go, and I'd be telling a guy or a gal that's having this stuff done, I go, do you really understand how stupid you are? You know, well, they're having it done. I'm explaining to them, you know, you're really stupid. You're just, that is strange shit. You know, does your mother know you're doing this? You know, there was a guy, his whole he had a bald head, but he looked like he had hair. Until you got up close to him, he had a whole snapping turtle tattooed on his head. Great big old snapping turtle tattooed on his head. And I asked him, just looking at the guy, I go, well, I know you don't. There's no way in hell you work at a daycare. He was an elementary teacher.
Oh my God.
I go, what school hired you? That is insane. And he goes, the kids don't even know I have that tattoo. I said, how can they not know? He says, I only come to conventions outside of the school schedules in the summer. He says, the rest of the year, no, I grow my hair out and you can't see it at all. And he showed me pictures, and he wasn't kidding. He had it figured out exactly where his hairline was, and they went in about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch in from his hairline and tattooed the turtle there. And then he could grow his hair out and you wouldn't see it. So that guy was thinking at least that, I got to keep my job, and that's me. This tat terminates at shirt cuff length. I was in high finance for 26 years. I was out in Washington, D.C. monthly. I mean, I'm hobnobbing with the big money and a lot of politicians. I hate that say. You don't go there. But you don't want them people knowing you're all linked up. I mean, so yeah, I had to wear a suit all the time. I had to make sure that I didn't have ink that was exposed because of my career. Otherwise, my career would go right down the tubes, But a lot of people don't think about that. What tongue thing is creepy?
The one Sasha Shane was talking about, guy splitting his tongue.
Oh, doing a tongue split, yeah.
Yeah.
They want the snake tongue, the lizard tongue. Yeah.
Ugh.
I've watched those done.
I couldn't imagine the pain. I mean, they must numb it with like Novocaine or whatever, and then stitch. It's got to be like a surgery.
I've watched them take a pair of surgical scissors and just go snip. And I watched I used to pierce tongues at our parlor, and all we'd do is we'd put an ice cube under and on top of the tongue, and I'd sit there and hold that. You got your gloves on, so you hold those 2 pieces of ice on their tongue. Left hand, you're getting everything set up and ready, and pull the ice out. Have them stick their tongue out, and just run the needle through their tongue, and then slide the post through.
Well, the tongue's funny, Spicy. I had to have the side of my tongue shaved off, part of it, and it was the whole length of the tongue actually, and had stitches. And I thought it was going to be the most horrid, painful thing afterwards. And when it was done, I didn't feel any pain whatsoever.
Yeah,
it healed super fast.
It's nuts how resilient the tongue is, and it does heal fast. Tongues heal up fast. Tongue piercings, typically tongue piercings are totally 100% healed within a week. I used to do the labres in the bottom lip, tongue piercings, and nose piercings at our parlor. That helped me for my ink. Helped my buddy out by doing piercings. I did nipple piercings once, and I said, "That's another one that just ain't right." What if you get that caught in something? I mean, no,
yeah,
no. See, there's just some things that just, but a lot of people, they look at it as I'm getting it done just because I can. Who am I to, I can't judge them for it. I mean, come on. Refuses to work with anyone with a piercing because of it. That click those tongue bells and break your teeth. I actually don't know anybody that broke a tooth on a tongue piercing. Could be though. Who am I to say that it can't happen? Have you read all of those books? Interesting background. Which books was she talking about?
The ones behind you.
Well, of
Hey,
course. he
Jason, I didn't see you sneak in. Yeah. Bite your tongue. It hurts like hell, don't it? Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Hurts like hell just nipping your tongue. Ow. But yeah, you can run a needle right up through the tongue and they just go, well, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Yeah, I think that's where I'd have to draw the line.
Oh, have I read it? Yeah. Yeah, it's Sty Story Sunday. And these are just a few of my stories, you know. Hence the background.
Yeah, I think on all that kind of stuff, I have to draw a line somewhere. You know, I haven't drawn a line on a lot of things, but like the tongue splitting and the tongue piercing, that would hurt me.
Yeah, I had my ear pierced for years. That's back in the biking days, you know, and I had my ear pierced. And then these guys started piercing other parts, and I'm going, yeah. And then I just got tired of dealing with the ear piercing too. Just itch it, and then that's gone, you know.
What are all these guys and gals, especially guys, going to do, 10, 15, 20 years from now, when they got these big hoops in their ears and no plates in their ears anymore?
Well, that's it. I mean, I've seen guys, where they do they'll put the hoop in to the earlobe, and then they just keep expanding those loops until they'll have a loop that big around. And then when they become old farts, take that loop out, and that stinking earlobe just about touches their nipple, you know.
Right.
That actually originates from the tribal era, isn't it?
Right.
They had all them loops in.
Yeah. And that's it. Is same with tattooing. It's an ancient art, and yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I always say, people say, "Oh, I'd like to get a tattoo." Well, what kind of tattoo you want to get? Oh, I'm thinking maybe a little unicorn, or maybe I want a bunny, or I want. And I'm going, why? Well, I think they're cute. Well, when you're 65, you might not think it's so freaking cute. You better think about down the road. Do you still want that thing 30 years from now? Do you still want it 40 years from now? Don't get a tattoo. I always say tattoos are for life. You make darn sure it's what you truly want before you get that put on there. And I always say, I had this one gal telling me that she had this big extravagant tattoo she wanted done, and she wanted it done all the way around her torso and across her stomach. And I told her, I said, here's what you got to keep in mind. When you're about 55, 60, you'll never want anybody to see that tattoo ever again. She goes, why? And I said, reminds me of the old gal that said, when they came out with the smiley faces, said, I want one of those right here on my stomach. and she was only 20 at the time, and they beautiful smiley face on her. When she ended up in the nursing home, every time they go in there to change her diaper, they'd say, wish your belly would quit frowning at me. Because all of a sudden its smile just turned the other way. But that's true. That's it. You got to think, what is your body going to do years to come? It will alter that tattoo. It'll alter it.
Wasn't it Larry, the cable guy, that's got a joke that says something about young girl getting hummingbird or something on tattoo on herself, and by the time she comes 70 years old, it becomes a pterodactyl.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Get her done.
That's yeah, Saucy Shane out to 3/4 inch. Yeah. That's good size. That's a good size. The
Wow.
actually my preference is if anybody's going to go with the ear hoops, you hit an inch, that's about the max to me. Beyond that, to me, it's not attractive in any sense after that. It's just getting that then gives me the expression of extremism rather than a statement. You can make subtle statements. You don't have to make these huge statements. It's like, well, I know a guy that had "fuck off" tattooed on his forehead.
Oh God.
And he's still today, bitch. He's in his mid-50s, and still today he bitches. Why won't anybody hire me? I can't get a job anywhere. Nah. Because you're telling them to fuck off the minute you walk in the door.
Exactly right.
Yeah. They're going, oh yeah, we want to hire this guy. Yep.
But over here now, the government changed the law over here, and they're not allowed to discriminate anybody with tattoos anymore.
Well, actually, unless the tattoo is foul.
Yeah, unless it's foul. Yeah.
Here in the U.S., they can't either. The Dollar Tree didn't want to hire me because of my tats. They said that I would always have to keep my sleeves rolled down and blah, blah, blah. Well, and plus I've got this. It's a mole on my top of my head. Well, they were going to do a biopsy on it. The doctor was concerned because it had enlarged. It had gotten larger. And she said, boy, I hope it's not cancerous. We're going to do a biopsy and we'll find out. And she says, and if it's cancerous, she says, you're going to, after treatments, you're going to lose all your hair, I said, yeah, life goes on, what the hell. Well, I didn't realize either. They buzzed out a big chunk of hair out of my head to do the biopsy. So I got this bald spot. So I showed up to work wearing a Dollar Tree green do-rag. You can't wear any head coverings in here. No hats, no head coverings like that. And I said, bullshit. It's for medical reasons. Don't matter. Can't wear a hat. No, ain't happening. And they finally backed off because I did threaten to sue them. I said, I'm going to show up with this damn thing, and you fire me, I'm going to sue your ass. Discriminate against me because I got a medical procedure going on. I don't want to show the world. Come on, get real, people. Be reasonable. But I don't agree with not being able to say you can't have this job because you got your whole face is inked up and it's got wild crap going on, and someone shows up and says, yeah, I got a certification to work at the daycare. I'm going to watch people's little kids. No, that daycare should be able to say, not with that face. Yeah, I don't. Those people are making career choices too when they do that. And I told people in our tattoo parlor that many times. I said, oh, wow, that tat that you want done and it comes down over your hand and that, you might be making a career choice. Try to explain to them that, tattoos can affect your employability. They might not say a word about your tattoos, but they're going to take the next guy that doesn't have them and not say a word about it. But when you're finding out that you're having a hard time getting employment, it may be because you decided to be too extreme. And
Well, a lot of them are going to say, "I'm going to get it regardless what anybody says because that's what I want to do." And there's I heard the argument that there's so many people with tattoos they don't even look twice at them anymore. I don't think so.
No, that's not. So. Yeah, that's not. Wearing a vest like this, my ink's showing. I go into Burger King or McDonald's. At least once out of every 3 visits, somebody walks up and goes, "Oh, nice tats," or somebody is sitting kitty corner from me, giving me the old evil eye. Look at that shit. Look at that crap on his arms. Look at that.
Yep.
No, that whole judgmental thing is still out there. People judge things by appearance. It's just, and people say, "Well, that's wrong." Well, is it? Because if you have the opinion it's wrong of them to say, "I don't like that," then anything you don't like is wrong too. Well, come on,
I ever say, if I don't like something, I go in there. It's not my cup of tea.
What's that?
I always say, if I don't like something, like whatever, I always go, it's not my cup of tea.
That's yeah, simple. It's simple. Yeah, I just come right out and say, I ain't going there.
Yeah.
Cool for you, but not so cool for me. And I've met wonderful people, awesome people that have extreme ink, extreme piercings, and all that stuff going on, and they've got wonderful character. They're
hey, Will Life Raid.
But Wheel Life, awesome. Tim, that's great. Thank you.
Cool beans.
I love it when you say cool beans.
That is awesome. Great to see you folks.
I'll be back in a minute.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
We still got company here, so I should probably go. They're just huddled up in the back room, and I kind of feel bad.
Gotcha.
Kinda.
Yeah.
A little bit.
They've been back there for a while. So
boy, you're such a softie.
I'll come back if he heads out before you guys are done. So
okay.
All right.
Yeah,
see
we're still up. You best come back.
all right.
Love you, girl. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the music today.
Yeah, it was fun.
Fun.
See ya.
Yeah, I'd like to see Samantha get some some neat Teespring stuff going.
Yeah, they could make some nice stuff. Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I'd like a coffee cup with a picture of her on one side and the ukulele on the other.
She want to use the picture on the banner.
That'd be good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're most familiar with as far as any kind of.
That is what she told me, but yeah, I don't know.
You look sleepy, Ann.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too well.
Oh no.
Yeah, our fire department actually, we had a mandate. Your beard could not be any longer than 2 inches. And that was for good reason. We had one of our firemen with longer beard, about half the length of mine, but his face ended up ignited and he ended up with severe 3rd-degree burns, and it would not have happened without the beard.
Well, and your masks have got to seal too.
Well, see, and that's the thing is with supplied air, it could only be 2 inches long, but you had to trim the underneath your chin. Your full neck had to be exposed, and you had to keep the sideburns short so that your supplied air would seal.
Right.
If your supplied air doesn't seal, guess what? You're a hose tender. You're going to stand outside, drag hose. That's all you're going to get to do. Not going to put a supplied air mask on somebody that's got a bushy beard, because they're risking their lives and they could fail in rescuing somebody else because of it. So there's a lot of good reason behind it. It's practical reasons, 15 years on the fire department, my beard was gone. I didn't have a beard. I had a mustache, had full mustache, but no beard, because I wanted my supplied air to fit me tight as sin. We were in some fires with chemicals involved. You don't want any of that getting into your lungs. No way. And we would have guys argue, wow. They'd show up and you can tell they hadn't shaved because it's hunting season. No, we put them on hose. You're a hose tender. You're not going in that building. You are not putting supplied air on. We want to make sure they stayed safe.
Have a good night, Nomad.
Hey, Nomad. Yeah.
Good night, Nomad.
The awesome crowd in here tonight. Awesome crowd. We still got 40 in the house. It's awesome. You're all great folks. Wonderful folks. Now, I know I've got somebody missing. I know I do, and I feel terrible. That's what the next few days I'm working on that. This is down below. A majority of my channel members, I'm going to do like Phil did. I'm going to do banners by the tiers because it works nice that way. But this is several of my members. I know I've got a couple more that I have not gotten onto these banners, and I apologize for that. Folks that have become members of the channel, I want to tell you all, you're a huge part of the costs associated with keeping the channel up and running, and you put gas in the truck, you keep the equipment in good condition, you pay the fees for me to be camping. Your contribution goes a long ways. There'll be extras down the road for the audience and for the members. Your contributions as members go a long ways. I already have another member video I'm going to be putting up next week. I'm finding it's not that hard to do a quick video for the members. So I just got to remind myself too, when I'm out there doing content video work, what the heck? Take 5 minutes and set the camera up and say, hey, hi, members. And throw it up there just for the members, and tell them, yeah, this is what I'm doing today. Something that they're not going to see regularly, Memberships are cool. They're fun. They're fun.
Yeah, so far I've seen everything you put up for members, and you've been on most everything that I put up for members.
Yep.
Sty 2.0's been on a couple of them, so.
Yep. That's it. I mean, you become a member and you see something pop up. Oh, you want to go see it.
Right.
That's why you became a member. You want to see what's that extra stuff. Hey, thanks, Sashi Shane. I have not been seeing emojis much tonight. And we got a lot of members hanging around out here.
I just put up 2 or 3, so that's mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Ann loading it up with that, with the couple in the tent and the fire. Yeah, that's her favorite set of emojis.
I put them up two times before tonight.
Oh yeah, Bradley. Yeah, we used to. Yeah, I was assistant chief for a few years, and that was my job to get landing zone set up. And I always wanted to fly a chopper. I wanted to get my chopper license. Buddy of mine was willing to help me, but it just never happened. And now I don't want to. America,
America.
Donald's throwing up the cougars and some camping with a moose. Yeah, I like choppers. When I worked for, it was called Longyear Corporation out in Montana, and we did remote drilling way the heck back in the back country. I mean, way back. And they'd have to fly everything in. And yeah, they'd fly us in. They had an old Huey they used to fly the crew back and forth to the rigs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We had one rig. I'm going to do a Sty story about that one, but I'll give you a little spoiler. We had a rig that was mounted on a vertical rock face, and it was over 600 feet to the bottom from where that rig was mounted against the face of that mountain. And the way they did it was they come in there, they call them green giants. I don't really know the chopper model, but it's the ones with the big open belly under them. And the two of them, and they'd support the rig, and you got the rig on a deck, and it had cables running up to those two choppers. They fly the rig up there, and you got the driller, and you got the driller's helper on that rig, and you've got got about 100 feet of. Oh no, you got more than that. Probably 200 feet of 20-foot sticks of drill stem, and you go up there, and they get as close as they can to that rock face, and you take and you drill holes into that rock face one after another, and then you slide these big steel pipes in it, and then they set your deck down on top of those pipes. Then they have a professional climber come up there. He puts on his ropes and saddles, and he goes around and underneath it, and he straps that deck to those pipes sticking out of that rock 600 feet up in the air. And then you build the shack on it, and you go up there and you work 14 hours a day drilling into the side of that mountain 600 feet. You step off the side of that rig 600 feet straight down. And they'd fly us in there in that Huey, and they'd bump the rail against the edge of that rig, the big deck that the rig sits on. They just bump the rail up against it, and it's freaky to be. You're sitting in there, you got your feet on the rail, and you're watching. You're getting closer and closer to the rig, and then you can feel it the minute that rail touches that rig. And people don't realize choppers, it doesn't take much, just a tap, and that chopper moves. And they'd tap that rig. The minute the pilot would tap that rig, he'd be yelling at you, to jump. And you had to step off and get on that rig. And they'd fly in barrels of coal to us up on those rigs. And they'd be on the end of a cable, and they'd fly that barrel of coal in and set it down on our deck. And then once there's slack in that cable, you had it's like a choker connector for logging. You just had to disconnect that cable, and off the chopper went. But he's dropping off a 200-pound barrel of coal, right? Well, I don't fly choppers. I don't know nothing about choppers or nothing. First time up there, they're flying coal into us. And the wind was starting to pick up a little bit, and I'm wearing headset so I can hear the pilot. And he's telling me we got turbulence here. He says, you get a quick disconnect on that barrel. Well, I'm on the rig, and I'm about 6-7 feet away from the edge of it. And he comes in with that barrel, and he tries to hover there, and that barrel swings and just about knocks me off the rig. So I was going to just grab onto the barrel, and just and hope like hell he can get me back to land somewhere. And that happened about 3 times. He just, because the wind was screwing him up. And he kept telling me, be careful. Do not hold on to the barrel. It'll take you over the side. And I'm just like, shut up. Just get the barrel over here. Set it on the damn deck. And I'll disconnect the cable. But set it on the deck. He got it over there. And it was only about a foot or so from the deck. And I got a hold of the cable. But he's not lower. And I'm yelling at him. I need another foot. I need another foot. And he's not moving. So I yanked on it. I thought, damn thing. Just, I don't know. It was just a reaction. I just yanked on the cable. Oh, don't do that. That chopper damn near hit the side of the mountain. Because my putting about half of my body weight into it, all of a sudden it's like if you had a chopper flying by you and you threw a 50-pound bag of onions in it. Those choppers are flying at what they call zero altitude all the time. It's based on the weight of the chopper and its uplift. So if you change the weight in the chopper instantly like that, the chopper will drop. It'll drop anywhere from 10 to 40 feet, depending on how much weight. So when I yanked on that cable, it lost its lift because it didn't have that 50 to 60 pounds on it. And I put it there without the pilot realizing it. And he damn near hit the side of the mountain. After that, then the driller, he had to detach the barrels because the pilot says, that son of a bitch is doing it. No, I ain't doing it. Not if he's going to be the guy doing it. I didn't know. But you could tell he was an ex-Nam pilot, too. Oh, he knew that Huey inside out. I mean, I think that was his girlfriend. But he'd come up to take us off shift, and its sun is just setting. We get in that Huey. You no more than get in it, and you hear beep, 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 beep. And we were always asking, what the hell is that? He says, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Well, we found out after about 3 flights down in that first week, we finally found out, no, that's his low fuel indicator. Beep, 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 beep. Because he's flying with as little fuel as possible because the altitude he's got to fly to up on that mountain. And he'd take off and he'd go down through the canyon all the way out that mountain, off that mountain, 21 miles. And the nose of that chopper is no more than 15 feet, maybe, from the tops of the trees all the way down. But he always got us to the pad. And he just zipped right in there and set that Huey down just soft. But scare the living bejesus out of you. Yeah, don't yank on that cable.
Yeah, I had plenty of helicopter rides when I was in the Marine Corps. So we got to speed rope out of one.
Oh, did you?
Ours was had the dual props on it, and they just drop out the old gym rope like you had when you're in gym in high school, and you got leather gloves, and you got your rifle slinged over your back. You got your pack on. If you had your pack, we didn't have a pack. And you can either wrap your legs around it, or if you felt confident enough, both hands. But there's no guide, there's no nothing when you speed rope. You just speed rope. But that's a place where like a helicopter couldn't come in and land. They couldn't find a place where they could land. So they
gotta drop you fast. Yeah,
you're 15, 20 feet off the ground. Boom, just go, 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 go. So we never had anybody in our group ever have an accident, so that was good. So.
And don't they rotate them after about? Doesn't each man after he hits about the 50% point, and the second man's behind him?
Oh yeah. The first guy's not off the rope yet.
Yeah, the first guy's still coming down. Second guy's on.
Yeah.
Third guy's on before the second guy's even near down. Yeah.
We only ever did that twice. Again, I was in artillery, so there's a lot of that stuff we didn't do on a regular basis. Not like the grunts or whatnot did. So
sure. Well, see, and that's the thing. I mean, in artillery, that they would fly in artillery with them big choppers.
Oh yeah, we had that too.
They'd fly them guns right in there.
Yep. Or they'd have those big rods because it would create static electricity. So when they go to bring those in, I forget who it was. They had these big rods, and that way, that way when you touched the howitzer, it was already there was no electric charge on it.
I didn't even mention that on the rigs. Yep, we had grounding straps on the rigs. We had these vertical pipes that had like a big ring on the top of them with a grounding strap on it, and those grounding straps are just kind of hanging over the side of the rig. Chopper's coming in, and you're gonna take a barrel of coal, or he's dropping off drill stem, anything's metal, especially anything that's metal, or if it's drizzling wet out, high humidity or rain. Oh yeah, you better get that strap and you put that sucker on right away, because you got to make damn sure you're grounded. Because we saw sparks fly off of that shit come into the rig, and you'd see it arc across to one of the uprights, and it's just like ooh.
Yeah, most of the time we got there, it was already done for us. I mean, we saw them bringing them in, and it'd be off at a distance and whatnot. And there'd be certain people out there that were doing it. The rest of us were off while that was getting done, and then we'd get over there and do what we had to do. But yeah, that was obviously getting into a difficult position or something. So
yeah, I see Dojo dropped, but he hasn't gone anywhere far.
That's tough having a toothache.
Yeah,
especially it gives you appreciation, especially when you can't go to a dentist and get something done about it. You know, you can deal with it. I can imagine it probably sucks trying to sleep, unless you get a little liquored up before you go to sleep.
Yeah, go to the old-fashioned dentist.
That's right.
Yeah, once you get half this bottle drank, we'll yank that out of there. That and I whenever he talks about it, I just like, oh my gosh, it's so painful, because I used to have really bad abscess like that. I mean, where it felt like your jaw was going to just explode, and now that I've had all those removed, I still have sympathy pains at times. I get phantom toothaches, and oh, good night, B lady. Thank you, sweetie.
Good night, B lady.
Good night, B lady.
But yeah, phantom pains are real. I mean, God Almighty. Somebody tells me, "Oh, I got this bad abscess. This tooth is doing this and that," and I'm sitting there going, "Why does my jaw hurt?" It's goddamn sympathy pain.
Let you guys sit there talk about cutting a tongue and whatnot. Man, my tongue hurt just thinking about it.
Yeah. Kind of like my stomach does when you're drinking them eggs and shit. I'm not kidding. When you do that stuff, my gut literally does at least one flip. It's like,
well, mine does that when I'm doing the buttermilk. A flip and a flop and a. It's gross stuff, man.
Hey, Freeman James, take care, brother. Take care.
Papa.
Give my sis a big hug, buddy.
And that's it. A hug. That's it, Freeman. No. Busy business.
He should cut you off.
Yeah, no monkey business.
No monkey business. Yeah, Saucy Shane, some buttermilk. I opened my last carton. I opened it this morning. I got about half a carton left, so I'll have buttermilk before I go to bed. Oh yeah.
That's horrible.
No. Buttermilk, and I've got my Reese's Chips Ahoy's, or I've got those oatmeal butterscotch ones, the oatmeal no cook cookies, no bake cookies. I got a big container of them. So yeah, that with buttermilk, num.
I got a little something out of the cupboard when I went upstairs, and I thought, this is pretty light. I look inside there, and I'm like, I look at the front of the box, like, all right, there's supposed to be 8 in here. I'm looking at it going, you know what? Those boys, after eating that entire sheet cake and getting one piece, have dipped into my crap.
They did.
I'm going to give one of them a knuckle sandwich, but neither one of them will say they did.
Yeah, here. Here, I brought you a sandwich.
They'll be like,
Oh,
I didn't do it. Well, I didn't do it.
Yeah,
Oh, Shannon, I'm lucky. It doesn't give me gas at all.
it's that I didn't do it kid that did it.
Yep, that
Well,
kid.
right. The other night, I told my one boy that was upstairs he wanted a 12-pack of soda out in the garage. He said, "Can I have one? You know, the sugar-free stuff." I'm like, "Sure." So after he got his, I went upstairs. I got it, brought it back down. There were 11 in there, so what there should be. I had one during the show. It was a couple nights ago, and I put the other 10 in the refrigerator down here. I specifically counted them because I have more empty cardboard cartons down here than I have cans to go in them. Next day I come down here and there's 9. All right, well, I finally confronted them. Sorry, not me. Well, not me. I'm thinking, well, one of you did it because I specifically counted when I put them in there. I said, which one? Not me. Not me. Well, that's not your freaking mom. So.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it must have been Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, Eric.
Good night, Pollock.
Night. I broke my girls of picking my pop up and drinking it when I left it sitting on the table and go to another room. I took and I put hot sauce. I put mustard spices. I put just about every kind of spice I had in the cabinet in that pop and shook it up real good.
Oh, no.
Cindy said Sty 2.0 did it.
I was in
That was it.
I was in the bedroom watching, and I knew one of them was going to do it. Finally, one of them did. She picked it up. She took a big old drink. She set it down, and she was looking everywhere, and then she went on, and I couldn't help it. I started cracking up laughing. She tried to say, I didn't drink none. I said, yeah, you did. I saw you. She said, what was that?
What was it?
Well, I played practical jokes way back in the day on guys. They'd have like their fountain drink from like McDonald's or something.
Oh, yeah.
With the straw in it. And you just pour something down the straw. So you get something like hot sauce or ketchup or something. You can just pour down in that straw. That way when they take that first sip, ugh. Yeah, I had one guy get really, really super upset. He was an older guy, probably older than I am now when I was probably, I don't know, 35, 40 then. Oh, he got so pissed. He went up there and he's yelling at the boss, blah, blah, blah. Because he wound up doing it. He spit it out. He got all over his shirt and everything else. And it was but we'd all gone back and forth and stuff. So it was, it wasn't out of ordinary for someone to get got. So,
setting people up that are taking stuff that isn't theirs. I'm all for that. I think that's great because you hopefully taught up something. Don't do that. Well, this buddy of mine, he had a detailing service where he detailed cars and trucks. And then on a sideline, he also did lawn care. And he had big contracts to do lawn care. Well, that guy went through so much gas in his mowers, his riding mowers every week. He always had at least 4 to 6 5-gallon cans of gasoline sitting right outside his shop, right? But his shop, I mean, it's not 10 feet from the door of his house to that wall of the shop that those cans are lined up against, right? And they're not where you can see them from the street or anything. You'd have to come in the yard and know where they are, kind of thing. Well, his gas kept disappearing. Sometimes it was 1 can of gas would disappear. The can would be there, but the gas is gone. Sometimes it'd be 2 cans. Sometimes it'd be all 4 cans. Well, he figured, and he kept asking his stepson. It's just him and his wife and his stepson. Kept asking his stepson, you have any idea where that gas is going? No, not me, Dad. I don't know nothing. No, I don't know nothing. And I was over having coffee with him, and he goes, guess what? He says, I found out who was taking my gas. He said, I figured it was some teenagers in the neighborhood figured it out. Probably one of Philip's, his stepson's name is Philip. He says one of Philip's buddies probably figured, well, I can steal Mike's gas. And I said, oh, you found out who it is, huh? And he goes, yeah. He says, because I took 2 of those 5-gallon cans, the 2 that are closest to the gate, because they got a fence in their backyard, closest to the gate, those 2 I filled with water. He said, and I figured, yeah, whoever's been stealing my gas is going to be sorry when they pour that in their tank. And I said, well, who was it? And he says, well, he says, the kid headed to work this morning. He says he wasn't gone maybe 10 minutes. He was about maybe 15 miles from home. And he calls us on his cell phone and says, Dad, my car just started sputtering like mad and the damn thing ain't running. I can't get it to start. Here it was his own kid. And he just wrecked that kid's motor in his car.
Mm.
I said, oh my God. And it's a stepson, and he tries to give the kid a little extra. He's trying to help that kid out and stuff. And he said he felt so damn guilty because it was his own kid that he says, I had to get the kid another. He says, I'm getting him another car. He says, damn it. And I said, you could have cured that, Chain them damn things up. They're in this metal rack. Chain them up to that metal rack and with a padlock on it so he can't get away with it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. I said, I don't suppose. You just wrecked your kid's car. Yeah. But the kid was a little embarrassed, Dad, you caught me. At first, he swore up and down, no, there's no water in my gas. Yeah, when they got it to the garage and the mechanic tore into it and said, well, you can't run a car on water. It don't work. Hey, ZZ.
Yeah.
Good to see ya.
Yeah, my kids used to take the gallon. I have 2 5-gallon gas cans I keep out in the garage for, all the different equipment and stuff that I have to use and whatnot. And, sure enough, you go out there to get it and it's gone. And it's like, and again, years ago when I had a couple, 2, 3 drivers at the house, driving cars, never knew who it was, but
oh yeah,
they got an extra 5 gallons worth of gas in their car.
Yeah, this buddy of mine had a big 250-gallon pedestal tank, and because he had logging equipment and stuff, and it's just for his small trucks, pickups and that. He had that 250-gallon tank for that. And he could not figure out why in the hell, on the average, the amount of miles logged on those trucks versus the amount of gas that he's buying every month. Those trucks are only getting about 3 miles a gallon. Oh, was he upset when he found out that all of these loggers, all these guys on his crew, at the end of the day, they pull their pickup truck, their personal truck up, top it off. Here they're taking his fuel for their trucks. And yeah. All of a sudden, lo and behold, there's a huge padlock on that tank.
Oh, we've had people at my work, hey, we need gas for this, or hey, we need gas for that. So they go fill up the gas can at work, and they have been caught with that thing, putting, a couple gallons. I mean, you're talking about a couple of gallons, of gas, not a 5-gallon can.
Right.
A couple of and get caught doing it.
Yeah. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Hey, Mason, that's
crazy.
sad. That's sad. Yeah. Anytime somebody has their pet hit, yeah, that's sad. I used to, when I catch some of the shoplifters at the Dollar Tree, I'd catch them, and they've got 2 or 3 $1 items, and they're emptying their pockets, and they pull out a stack of cash. And I go, you cheap little bastard. You come in here and steal 3 candy bars, and now you're going to have a record, you little monster, And usually when you hope that you caught them early enough that you impress upon them that, I got the right to carry this all the way through, and the cops will come down here, they'll pick you up, They're going to take you down. It's a book and release. You're not going to go into jail. You're going to get a book and release, but you're going to have a day in front of the judge. And then the judge can fine you up to $500 for doing that. So was that candy bar you stole worth $500? And you stole it from the Dollar Tree. You could have gone home with 500 candy bars. Yeah, and I had a few of them actually come back, and that always made me feel good too. I had a few of them come back and said, "Hey, Sty, the way you handled that with me, thanks. You did me a favor, and I'll never take anything that ain't mine again." And I had a few of them do that, and that felt good. That at least a few of them, a couple of them, it's set with them that that was pretty damn stupid. Because I didn't tell them how wrong it was. I just told them how stupid that is. I caught a gal when I was in finance, caught a gal in this organization I was auditing. She stole, now get this, they got this open vault. They never locked the damn thing. It's a governmental agency, and that vault usually has between $30,000 and $60,000 in it. She stole $150 out of it. She went in that vault, stole $150. Called in sick the next day, then called in sick the following day. And then she called in and said, "I'm going to find a different job. The job's just not right for." Well, everything adds up to thanks for taking our $150, right?
Right.
It wasn't hard to trace it, to audit it right back to her. So I get her in an interview. We're just sitting there interviewing. She's not under arrest. She doesn't have to stay there. She doesn't have to talk to me or anything. It can't be used against her in the court of law or nothing because I'm not a cop. But I just got to talking to her, and I said, "Now, why in the world would you take $150? She says, "Well, I only make X amount here, and my husband hasn't worked in so many months, and things are tough at home." And she said, "And school's starting, and I really wanted to buy the kids some school clothes." And everything she said, yeah, she had a need, she had a want, but she caved into that and broke the law to cover it. And she was shocked. She was shocked when I told her, I said, "Well, I convinced the agency that if you restore the $150, all charges will be dropped." I said, "But I want to know why in the heck you took $150 out of a vault when you were the only one in the office. It was the end of the day. You could have taken 50 grand out of there and caught the next bus the hell out of town. Why would you steal 150 out of a vault with 50 grand in it?" It made no freaking sense. This goes right back to the theory of why steal a candy bar when the charges are the same if you drove off with a lawn tractor out of the tractor supply store. Charges are the same. And yeah, people, that's why some of the petty shoplifting, if you catch them at the right time, you can correct that. Yeah, I don't know what California. I haven't a clue what California does. And after driving over the road truck and having to go back and forth through California all the time back then, I don't want to know what California is doing.
No.
Yeah, I figure it's their business, not mine.
Yeah, they're an odd bunch in California.
Yeah, they can do things their own way, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they were talking at one time they want to be separate from the rest of the United States, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How many times have they tried? How many times have they tried to secede? They talked about seceding so many times since back in the 80s. They started that stuff when Reagan was in office. This is the first time I heard California saying, "We're going to secede from the United States."
Yeah.
And it was funny because nobody was telling them not to. You know, it's like if they threatened it now, we'd say, okay, you know, who are we to interfere with you? You know, the only thing I don't like is it's a lot more miles of wall we'd have to build.
Yep, keep them out. Keep them Californians out.
Yeah, yeah. No green cards for the Californians. Dusty Shane, you heading out, bud? It's so awesome you're here, buddy. Thanks, man. You stay safe out there. There's another hard-working soul there.
Yep. Been working through all of this. Yep.
Working right through it. And he's not the type to give up on anything either.
No.
He's the kind of guy that I do what I got to do, right?
Yep.
Real people. So Monday, tomorrow, you start regular full time.
Yeah, I mean we're doing a 40-hour work week, so we get in a half an hour later than we used to, and we get off an hour before we used to. So we're doing the whole, 9 to 5, working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, get you by. Oh, anyway, I'm sorry.
And that's weird though, that because you get Saturdays and Sundays off now.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So now instead of working 6 days and getting your day off during the week or whatever, they're gonna make people, if you want something, it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. But that means that there could be 15 salespeople there, and the doors aren't open for business.
They're all stuck in there.
Yeah, we're all stuck in the showroom. You can make phone calls, you can text customers, you can email customers, you can run them numbers, you can sell them the car. They want us. You believe this? They want us. They think this is going to sell cars. They want us to get our cell phones out and then do a walk around on a car, showing people features and benefits with our cell phone, and showing, and one of the guys, one of the managers would talk about, kind of like a video. I said, well, I wouldn't know anything about making videos. And he kind of looked at me and chuckled, right?
I need training.
Yeah. And he said, you'd be. I actually thought about it earlier in the. When I found out about this last week, I thought about actually seeing if I could take enough pictures of like a vehicle like a Silverado. There's so many pictures online. You could do something and have just take a picture and have it like pan into a certain part. And then you could bring arrows and stuff and point at things so you could do like a voiceover video. So I thought about doing that. I thought, you know what? I'm not going to waste since I got to go back to work, I'm not going to waste an entire freaking day of my home being home to do something
like that.
But the only reason I would do it is to see if I could do it, one, and see how nice of one I could do. It would be something that, would be cool. And I think I could make more, because again, I could never make one like, Chevrolet would get from a advertising car or company, build one for, but just to see if I could do something like that, that whole Filmora thing.
Yeah. See, now talking about using cell phones to do things like that and stuff. Now this is strictly from experience. I worked for an audit firm. We had audited a government. It was a town, a municipality for embezzlement, right? Well, I had a lot of phone calls because we were investigative auditors. We were in there to do a full risk audit, and then and it was what we call a dispersion audit. See, we needed to track every single dollar. Where did it go? We didn't so much care where it went. We just needed to know where did each dollar go. So we're conducting this audit, and I'm having all these phone calls with the treasurer of this community. I can't tell you the community. I do believe my confidentiality agreement still stands. So I don't want to go to court again. But this person, this treasurer, I'm talking to them 3, 4, 5 times a day. They're calling me on my personal cell phone, and I'm taking down information, and they're giving me all this information and everything. And at the end of the day, when we were done with our audit, it was the treasurer that was the embezzler.
Oh, no.
Well, I had 151 phone calls on my personal cell phone from the treasurer. Guess what? The prosecutors subpoenaed my phone. And I'm going, bullshit, that's my personal telephone. You can subpoena documents, or you can subpoena me. I'll come and testify. But you ain't getting my personal phone. Well, I found out. I found out the hard way. Guess what? And it's national. It's not state. It's national. If you use your personal cell phone for your employer, for any business related to your employer, and your employer becomes under investigation and or has to go to trial, they can subpoena your personal phone and pull everything off of it. Everything. Even if it's a call to your mama, they can pull it to see if you mentioned anything in relation to the case, because you used your phone for that commercial purpose. Holy God, after that, I went into court and I had to explain all kinds of phone calls that had nothing to do with the audit. But I mentioned dollars and stuff to other clients unrelated to this whole thing. They want to know, were you talking about this municipality or were you talking about something? So it was a freaking nightmare. And I lost my personal phone for the longest time because they took it into evidence. And then when I come out of there, I went right to one of the partners of the firm I was contracted with, and I said, "Pony up, buddy. Buy me a phone." Because he's calling me on my new cell phone. I went and got another one. He's calling me, and I'm saying, "Goodbye," and I'd hang up on him. I drive to the office and talk to him. He goes, "Why aren't you answering my call? Why don't you keep hanging up on?" I'm not talking to you. I'm not using my phone for anything related to the firm at all. And he goes, "We got to be able to communicate." I said, "Pony up a phone.
Yep.
You pay the damn bill. The phone's yours. Cops want it. I give it right to them." But I'm not going to pay that.
No,
I'm not going to buy a phone and pay the fees if the cops can take it from me for some case they come up with, So yeah, I made it clear right away. I'm not talking to you on my personal phone no more. You got to give me a company phone. Otherwise, you don't get nothing off my phone. Because I was doing snapshots and little videos with my phone. I'd have paperwork laid out on the desk and I'd do snapshots of it. And found out, using my private phone for that, it's not private anymore. It belongs to the company. That information belongs to the company that you work for, because what you're taking pictures of related to your relationship with the company. So if the company goes under investigation or is charged with something, they can subpoena your personal phone. So I don't do that no more. Don't do that. I got a throwaway phone here that,
A drug dealer?
That if I got to do any business outside of my life, it's on that phone because, the cops want it. There it is. What about that phone? No, that one I never talk to nobody. I just talk to my friends on there. I don't talk to nobody else. Yeah, and I don't have any friends, by the way. I just got one. He's a sumo wrestler. He's a weird fucker, though. And those pictures on me, he sent them.
We got evidence of you in a super white beard and a red bandana, doing a B&E.
Yeah. Thanks. Vern. Yeah. Yeah. Good to see you, Vern. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, it was nice when before this other thing, we used to be able to write off a percentage of our cell phone use and stuff. They won't even let us do any of that. We can't write off anything anymore, and we use it for all of that.
Yep. And that's what I don't like either. Is as an employee, they took away so many of those write-offs for people. But if it's your own sole proprietorship, now you can expense part of that. But you gotta declare it as you're the business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it used to be employees, I mean, they even got stricter on the mileage and
we can't write out the mileage.
What's essential work related miles. To and from work is absolutely no. And I tell you what, now they got it so that, let's say your dealership, if they owned a second dealership that's 25 miles away, it would not be considered reasonable to deduct that mileage because it's the same owner, same employer. You're just transporting yourself to another work site of your own employer. So they say, no. You're still working for the same employer. You can't write that off. Yeah, they've gotten so rotten on that.
Yeah, no, I think the only thing you can do now is your church offering, so your church donations and your charitable donations, like Wounded Warrior or things like that. So
yeah, those at least are still given. Certain interest deductible. That's why I set my books up for my YouTube channel. I'm billing back 50% of my internet service.
Sure.
There ain't no way in hell they can tell me you can't prove that you spend half your time on YouTube. You
want to see the videos?
You want to see how many hours I've been on YouTube in a year? Yeah, don't even go there. But I can't deduct anything where I live. I can't deduct half my rent.
Because it's HUD?
I can't, because it's federally assisted. Technically, I can't run a business here unless it's considered a closed door business. It could be an at home, like if you're doing a mail order thing or you're doing YouTube, you can do that, but you can't deduct any of the related expenses other than the internet access. I can deduct on my personal property. I can deduct like a part of the cost of my television, my equipment. I can depreciate that. But yeah, it's plain old Chuck. I hate taxes, and I used to do them for years and years and years. I hate taxes. I hate them.
Yeah, I have a tax guy, and he always usually helps me with everything he can help me with. I was really surprised 2 years ago when he told me, nope, none of this counts anymore. I'm like, what?
Yeah, bummer. Hey, Lady Nighthawk, great to see ya.
What's up, Lady Nighthawk?
Yeah, and I didn't say hi to Miss Canadian Scrapper. Sorry, girl. Hello. See you in there chatting away. Yeah. But yeah, and that life is just keeps getting a little more complex to the point where, and I said it years ago that they just continue making it so the common man can't help but break the rules because he can't know all the rules. It's just like with over-the-road truckers. My kid talks about it all the time. How driving over the road, the restrictions they have now, it's so easy. You forget one little thing and you just broke the rules. You're going to get fined for it. That's all there is to it. And they usually do that so that they can generate more revenue. The more rules you have, the less you're going to be able to remember all of them, and you're going to break some once in a while just because out of ignorance, which is, Yeah, ignorance is no excuse in the sight of the law, and that's what I don't like, is make it so confusing that there's no way that you can always do everything right. I mean, you think you're doing it right, then someone tells you, no, you're not.
What was right is now wrong.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. When they change the rules where what was right is now wrong, that's screwed up.
Yeah, I don't like that either. They get you established so that you finally understand things and you're following the rules. And then they go and they totally change the rules on you.
Right.
And back in my line of work, I mean, I had to read updated federal regulations every single day of the week. That's how often people don't realize how often federal regulations change. They're changing daily, and they do it through the Code of Federal Regulations, and it's half of those regulations aren't even voted on by Congress. I mean, they're bureaucracy regs. The secretary of a certain bureaucracy will post it and say this will go into law on such a date unless you challenge it. Well, people don't understand that you got to get on there and actually challenge that shit. Otherwise, it becomes a new statute on the books. But it's not a true statute. It's just a policy. They're just writing policy. And you can win against that stuff, but you got to go to the Supreme Court. Have you got $250,000 to win? I mean, no, nobody does. Oh yeah, the lawyers are loving it. I mean, the lawyers are loving it. This gal that I know from California, she's a sweet gal too. An excellent attorney. I love the way she put it. She said, grab your phone book. I grabbed the phone book and I go, why? And she turned it to where the attorneys are, right? And she started pointing them out. So-and-so practicing law. So-and-so practicing law. So-and-so practicing law. So-and-so practice. She says, you notice that all of us attorneys always say practicing law? She said, that's because none of us are good at it. We got to keep practicing.
Got to keep practicing.
And I never thought of it that way. I thought, no shit. Yep. So now when I see, a doctor say I'm practicing medicine, hey, practice on somebody else first. Are you good at this or are you just practicing?
Well, you got to be practicing law because the laws are always changing. I mean, you got the core that's going to be the same, but they're constantly changing that stuff.
That's it. And court procedures, it used to be those were carved in stone. They never change. The court process is just carved in stone. And in the last 20 years, a lot of court processes have changed. And there's older attorneys that they followed the same practices for 20 years. And all of a sudden they come into court and they're going, what do you mean, Your Honor? I can't do that. Oh, well, we changed the procedure 3 years ago. Oh, okay. Yeah. So guess what? Your client fries.
Right.
Well, don't blame me. I'm just practicing. I was just going to say that doctors should call themselves practicing doctors. Yeah. I still say that when it comes to somebody that's committed a heinous crime, if they have to get a public defender, no matter what the outcome, it's the outcome, right? But if they pay some attorney, they pay him $1 million to get him at least a fair trial, and that attorney just kind of turncoats on him and says, "Yeah, he's going to plead guilty," and it just costs you $1 million to go to prison for the rest of your life, I think they should take a lot of nearly all of the plea bargaining should go out the window, and defense attorneys, if they can be proven to have not defended you properly, because once you have the sentence, a lot of times that cannot be overturned.
Yep.
So if they fail to provide a proper defense, they should immediately have to serve the same sentence. You watch how good those attorneys
Oh, yeah.
Boy, they'll get real good real quick. What do you mean I got to do 20 years? Well, you didn't even defend the guy. You hung him out to dry. Yeah. So if you have a court of inquiry that looks at how did that defense attorney represent that individual, if they did a good job, did the best job they could do, fine. But boy, if they just took the lazy way out and took $100,000, $500,000, $1 million, yeah, guess what? You're serving his sentence right beside him. You get the room next door. Yeah. Heinous. I can't hear that word and not think immediately of Law and Order, SVU. Yeah. Heinous crimes. When I was a kid, I didn't understand the word heinous. I thought it was a dirty word. When I heard, because I'd hear my dad use it. He was the chief of police, and I'd hear him talking to other officers or something. He'd say, "Oh, that was extremely heinous." I go, "Oh, he said heinous." Did you hear that? I heard Dad say heinous. That's a dirty word. I'm sure of it. Hey, Terry in Circles, good to see you, girl. It's been a
Terry,
while.
how are you doing?
Hey,
I
Terry,
hope you're doing well, Terry.
she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, hunts for heat. That's right. Yeah. If they're sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. See, it's a dirty word. I know it. I know. Heinous. Yeah. There's a letter H in there somewhere. Yeah. But when you're a little kid, nobody taught you what heinous was, and you hear heinous, it sounds kind of heinous. Terry in Circles, good to see ya. Oh gosh, you guys, here, let me give you a hand with those.
Which one?
You need help carrying those?
Yeah, sometimes it would be nice.
Yeah.
And my pants.
And your pants.
That's
I
what
think I heard
you
someone
need,
in the stream earlier talking about something about suspenders.
I know I can't use that.
Yes, I know.
But what she needs is somebody to follow along, have a hold of her pants, and just keep them up for her.
Well, maybe you ought to move to Norway there, Sty.
Oh,
you got nothing keeping you in Wisconsin.
I'm used to the other way, Phil.
We have deep pants on. Pants. Yeah, I've never been good at helping a lady with her pants on.
I found out the hard way. I don't like people that de-pants people. I don't like that. I was a de-pantser. I would do that to my buddies. We'd be in the bar, and one of them wouldn't be wearing a belt, and he's wearing baggy jeans. He's standing at the bar. I come walking past, notice, and I walk over and yank his drawers down to his knees and just keep walking, Happens, Well, a buddy of mine got up on the bar stool one night, and he's in sweatpants. and he's up there dancing on a bar stool. Bartender yelled at us, "Get him off of there. I'll throw you all out." I said, "I can get him off of there in a hurry." And I walked over and I de-pantsed him. I figured, well, that'll embarrass him enough to get him up. He was commando.
Oh, no.
God, we all got thrown out of the bar. He got a $50 citation for indecent exposure. I mean, so I don't de-pants nobody no more.
I hope you paid that for him.
Hell no.
You made
I did offer to buy him some underwear, but I was fine. No way.
That's reminding me of that joke with Ron White. I was drunk in a bar. They threw me into public.
They threw me out in the public. Yeah, you can't get
drunk in public. Oh, I was drunk in a bar. They threw me into public.
I tell you what, spending 30 years living with Native Americans. They're a hoot to go drinking with. Oh my God, some of them are they are quite the characters. I wish I could have filmed half of it. Well, there's one buddy of mine. We went into this pub. I'm not going to say where it was, but we went into this pub where Indians weren't kind of welcome. Well, and I felt bad because I took him there, and he didn't care. He says, yeah. He says, I know. He says, I'm a good Indian. I know how to get beat up by the white guys. I said, oh, you just. He was a hoot. He was a fun guy to hang out with. Well, we're in there and everything's going cool. Everything's fine. But then he starts getting out of control. And there was no racial thing going on or nothing. He just kind of tried to go nose to nose with this big biker. Well, my buddy's only 5'6" maybe. And he couldn't reach that guy's nose with his own finger. I mean, this guy was huge. And he's trying to pick a fight with this guy. Well, the bartender comes around and says, that's it. He says to me, your friend is out of here. I said, I ain't going to try to throw him out. I said, he's a handful. And the bartender's a pretty big guy. And he goes, I'll throw him. He grabs my friend by the belt and by the top of his shirt, walks up to the front door and pitches him right out the door. And he says, and stay out. And he comes back in. And I'm still standing at the bar. Well, I got to finish my beer. I ain't going to waste a beer. So I said, well, you didn't throw him out very gently. That wasn't so nice. And he goes, don't you start. I'll throw you out too. I said, okay. And all of a sudden the front door flies open. Here comes my buddy in there. And the bartender says, I told you, stay out. You're not to come back in here. My buddy goes, that's no good. He says, I'm an Indian. You can't throw me out the front door. You got to throw me out the back. The freaking bartender was laughing so damn hard at him that he couldn't even throw him back out. And he asked him, he says, well, you behave? And he says, yeah, I'll behave. But next time you throw me out, make sure it's the back door. You can't throw me out the front door. You throw the white guys out the front door. I thought, okay, there's a guy that he's about as colorblind as they come. He don't give a shit. Yeah. Hey, good night, Sir Shannon. Oh gosh.
Sty.
Yeah, it's been a really good night, boy. We've had a good audience tonight. I'm amazed.
I'm going to get out of here so I can try to get a good night's sleep and go to work.
I was going to say, hang on for just about 5 minutes. I'm shutting her down.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yep. What? You're asking him to stay put until we shut down? Yeah. Please.
I suppose I can. I suppose.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody out in the chat. I want to thank everyone that's here just following along. It's been a wonderful night. We had a good time. We had fun with the Sty Story. We got off on all different kinds of conversations as usual, which is That's what Sty Shack's for. Let's get in here and talk about life. And
Yes.
you will not see me live unless it's over at Ann's, Phil's, Granny's, somebody. I might show up at their streams. Otherwise, you won't see me till Thursday. I do have at least one video that's going to be going up Wednesday, early evening Central Time, between 4 and 5 o'clock sometime on Wednesday. I'll be doing a premiere video. Other than that, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we're going to shut her down. I'll throw a little reminder about Thursday up here, and we'll see you all soon. Good night, folks. Say good night, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Love you all. Take care.